Welcome to Let's Learn Final Fantasy VIII Any Percent PlayStation Part 5. Last time we left off after we liberated Balam Town from Trabia Garden, and that's where we're going to pick up from. There's not going to be too much going on as far as anything like we saw at the beginning parts of using a FF8 utility or anything. That's going to be more towards the end of the run. It's looking like we're only going to have 2 parts left, this one and a part 6. We'll finish disc 2 today. We'll get a little bit into disc 3, I'm assuming. But one thing to note, at least off the top of my head, is that when we have the Cypher fight, we have a chance at a Holy War versus a hero, and depending on what we get, that's going to kind of influence what we do at the end of the game. So we'll see what that is. It's a 10% chance drop for the Holy War, and what a Holy War does is it makes your entire party invincible, and we can definitely use that for the final battle in the game. One hero just makes one party member invincible, so we'll need 2 heroes if we don't get a Holy War trial, because it'll be 2 characters that we use to go through the final boss. So with that said, let's pick up where we left off and go ahead and get started. So yeah, right where we left off last time, we fought Fujin and Raijin, we drew Pandemona, and then it automatically brought us back to the ship. So you go through that little cutscene with Selphie. She's asking you if we can go ahead and make our next stop Trabia Garden to see if it survived the missile attack, if anybody's still alive, what's the state of everything. Let me scroll to my notes. Alright, so Luz set his party to Zell, Squall, and Selphie. You need Selphie in your party, otherwise you can't really get in to the garden. You fly to the garden. I'll have to pay attention to the flight path there. I didn't really see what direction they took. But before you actually go in there, you want to equip Pandemona on Squall, and you want to equip Ink Nun on your character. So now we no longer have any more random encounters outside of battle, unless we take that off. Or it's in a room where Ink Nun doesn't work, but that's not actually something that you see in the any percent. You'll see that in 100%, but not in any percent. You heal Irvin to above 500 HP. You want to make sure he can survive a hit in the upcoming battles. And then you start to teach your GF certain abilities. Pandemona needs to learn Initiative, and what Initiative it does is it makes your character have a full attack gauge at the start of battle, so you will always be able to attack or choose an action immediately. Diablos then learns Dark Side, and what Dark Side is you get a big boost in attack power at the expense of a little bit of your HP. And if memory serves me right, you're going to use that a couple times. The only time I actually remember using that is in Esthar. There's a giant menu sequence in Esthar, and 2 battles that you're supposed to fight if you follow that route to get a little bit of extra AP. And I believe your characters use Dark Side there to kind of get through those fights. And then Ifrit learns Fire Magic Refinery, and we'll see what that's used for a little bit later in the run. Alright, so once you get in here, you need to enter the basketball field and then try to leave. That's all there is to it. You can talk to Selphie there to start a cutscene, but that's wasted time right there. If you just go straight to the basketball field, it starts this cutscene, and then when you try to leave, it continues it. This is also a very agonizing cutscene to go through, because you get the whole backstory on how all these people know each other, what's happened to their memories, how it's affected, how the Guardian forces have influenced and affected their memories. If they really need to go through with fighting the Sorceress Adia. Real head scratchers. it's all over and done, they just. Oh, Lily. So it's also important to note right now, and actually before we went to Balamtown, I think I mentioned this in the last part, if you were playing the game casually, this is your big chance to start to explore, since you have the garden in movement mode. And though you don't have access to like the eastern continent and a few of the islands, you do have access to the Centra continent. So you can get Tonberry King, you can go get Odin. Odin's a great place to draw triple and other spells. What else can you do? You can mess around a little bit with the Obel Lake side quest. You're still a little limited on what you can check out, but you do have some options open to you when you're playing casually. I always feel bad for Irvin there. Programmed to miss that shot every time. Now, I should point out, this isn't just a mash through cutscene. There are points when you're controlling a silhouette of Squall to kind of move about in certain doorways. So you do have to move and kind of know where you're going. I wonder what Luz is watching in the background of what we're hearing picking up right there.
After Wawa's amazing performance earlier, our boys at Fighting Dudes were picking up Beast Goku. They were like, alright, we gotta see if we can figure out how to fight this character here.
I mean, I feel like in Europe and in France, because like Wawa won all the tournaments in France before staying champions, we were all like, yeah, Beast Goku is sick. Yeah. But when Wawa came out, everyone was like, okay, I see why now.
All the tier lists had him like, yeah, he's alright. He's alright. Nice jump out chase down from Shanks.
Last time these two met, they met at
Alright, so there's Squall.
and Shanks beat Wawa for the first time.
Really?
That was
I'm not sure if it takes you to the center of the room like that, to where you just have to hold up, but you at least have to go to that point. Don't talk to young Squall, just continue walking down to the beach.
That was great work.
And yeah, if you're just a stream monster watching, you might be like, oh, who cares about that? But when you actually play,
And then on this screen, you finally get the ability to run again. So run down.
it hurts. You're like, oh, I can't focus. Or you have crouching for you.
Yeah, for a guy like Wawa who just started traveling as well, he's not used to this environment.
And people start to remember right now. Sounds like DBZ. No, it's some sports
But you better believe right there.
commentary in the background.
Has been watching
Wait.
the tapes.
Oh, he tried. He tried to do
No, you're right. You're right, Hero. It is some kind of game. This 3D Evermore. What's up, Esthar? Welcome in. No, this is Final Fantasy VIII.
Okay, interesting interaction there.
Yeah, it looks like Wow was able to beat out the guard cans, but couldn't quite get the punish right there. Okay, how do you block that?
Oh yeah, that's DBZ. I heard the
Guys are in the future.
Oh!
transmission.
Kicked in the face. Didn't work out.
That might have been a next level bait for Wawa as well, you know?
I think I can't counter this match. This match on like a different level. These guys know exactly they must play all the time right now.
Yeah, Wawa was in Spain a few weeks ago. And
Yeah,
like,
teleportation. That's what I heard.
And it was like such a success.
Nice. Auto comes being drops, easy part.
Dude, Luz, I hope you're not having this go on during this entire part. It's gonna drive people nuts.
First blood
It's gonna drive me nuts.
the spark play. But wow, got that base Goku right. That's the star. Not the star of his team, but the fan favorite, I would say. Everyone loves watching that base Goku do work out here.
Just looking for a gap to get through. No choice on this. Good conversion.
Over the big boy combo. Shanks looking pretty good today.
So now you learn a little bit more about your connection to Alone.
Mix up right now.
She was also at the orphanage.
Oh!
The empty jump lead.
I got
Dragon
hit.
Rush.
I hate when they do that too. He whipped the jump H on purpose, right? So you see the startup, you're like, oh, jump H. Nope.
I heard it would get hit.
Nope. No jump
Let's
H
ask
at
our
all.
boys chat. Press 1 if you got hit. I know you did.
Nah, there'll be like
Don't-
two. No.
Don't lie. Don't lie.
No, I blocked that. I
Press 1 if you got hits. No, bro. I see the ones. I see. We have
So here it's important to note that you talk to Selfie and then Irvin.
The American's like, no, bro.
all got hits. And still Wawa has to hit the base. Goku alone.
Ooh, the fadeaway jumper in the corner.
That gets you to this little bit of text. And
Heckle up and jump out from Wawa. He says back to the wall right now. Not looking too good.
what's up, Dr. Cryptic?
Ooh. Another Shank's feeling himself too hard today. He's trying to go for 2 trying to go max damage. He's trying to reflect, which is a little bit too slow.
So, Quistis is going through her misunderstood love description of what's going on with what she's feeling.
Shanks with a confident walk down, double overhead.
Talk to her, continue to progress the story that way.
Yo, he had to pick up as well, and that's gonna be Shanks for the first game.
And this is where it comes up with, oh, it's the price you pay for using Guardian Force. If you use them more and more and more, you start to lose more of your memories.
Yeah, Wawa's gonna adjust to your game too.
Absolutely.
That last situation though, right? Shanks calling out the barrier, like I dare you to press the button.
Talk to Selfie again. She's like, I got a confession. I did have a Guardian Force. I did forget stuff.
Padre. Doesn't want to deal with the 8, but something in the corner. Second into auto comm's gonna be big damage. You got Spark too.
Oh, tap the bar.
You got Spark too.
You're calling that the worst line in the game, Lily?
You got 2 assists.
Yep.
There's you're not allowed to have conspiracy theories in the world outside of Gardens.
It's a random TOD. Go to Nichan.
Wawa spent it, went for the max damage, and that's already an 18 down.
He was already sparked up, so he had sparked to get out of the situation. Just randomly hit the second auto combo. Was like, all right.
And now
I'll do a spark combo. Why not?
you remember Matron, aka
Strong response there. Right?
Adia.
Damn, he blocked that? Yo, he blocked. Did he block 2 cross-ups in a row? And like, these were deep cross-ups.
Probably got tagged by the overhead.
It's going all right. We just started up this Let's Learn section. I'm going through kind of just describing what's going on in the speed run, although there's not too much going on during all this text.
Got a range time to jump. Nope, 2 win.
We'll have this part and we'll have one more part someday in the future. And Dr. Cryptic, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate it. Officially welcome in. Jesus, I'm opening up further into the subject instead of further
He can take all the time he wants. Just gonna finish the job right now. Savian, come back.
Well, I mean, they talked about it after that.
Protag with Sparkman in Spanish.
They gave counterpoints to try to convince whoever said worse. That's just what GF critics say.
Wawa's movement is ridiculous. That was sick.
I still wouldn't pay attention to who actually says that. I certainly appreciate it.
What a response.
Yeah, it does. It's the VOD. Sorry, I can't really do anything about that. I guess Luz gets pretty bored
Like, at least showing that
going through these runs.
final game is
I don't think I could trust myself to do that. I would get so distracted.
hope as well.
Really?
Yeah, I don't think there's any other room.
Yeah, you're right. Japan's doing pretty good right now. Japan's doing pretty decent.
Japan looking to defend it. That was not
What happened last time? The defensive block from Wawa, yeah. Do not let
Alright,
him
this starts to close up here. It starts to snow. How long is this run? The run itself, this specific run is 8 hours and 19 minutes. World record's 8 hours, 16 minutes, and some change. Long run. It's longer than it would be on PC, but
Holy shit.
it's harder on
Let's fucking go.
PC. Excuse me. Just to get started, because there's a lot you have to do to kind of set up your keyboard or controller, however you're going to play it. So you got your one final conversation with Renoa here, and then you're done. Alright. Zell and Selfie. And you switch junctions between Selfie and Squall. Figuring out 10 hours? I mean, I'd expect my first run Sure, I'll shoot for sub 10 hours, but I'd expect it to be less than 10 hours. For sure. Oh, I know, Dr. Cryptic. This is the first Final Fantasy I ever saw. Coming from Nintendo 64. I think Legend of Zelda, Super Mario 64 was all I had really looked at until this. Blew my mind. My gosh, Esthar. You expect too much out of me. Now these guys, this guy and the guy who has world record, they put some time into this game, without a doubt. Well, on our right, we see a Chocobo Forest that we aren't going to be using. Interesting. So that's a new strat right there. I think he backs up into the garden there so that after the beginning of disc 3, the garden's still facing the same position, and so you can just go straight to Adia's orphanage. Whereas if you just came up and fought the garden, it would position the garden facing away, and you'd have to kind of like turn it. It's a little bit of a pain. I think that's why he did that there. Alright, we get into a fight. You choose the 4th option. Fourth option, 5th option. Okay, what am I reading here? Prepare for the attack, prepare for our defense, take care of the junior classmen, and then no more orders. And if you couldn't see it, he backed up into Galbadia Garden. So you trigger the end of disc 2, the whole sequence going through this, by getting to this fight. So if there was stuff you wanted to do in disc 2 ahead of time, if you're at this point, you missed your chance. Now this is certainly a big drawn out ordeal with the game.
Oh my fucking god.
He's so mad. He's so mad for just a little bit of a hitch up right there. Alright, so you want Irvin, Squall, Quistis. You're going to choose the first option in the elevator so that you go to the quad and then talk to Zell. I've never known despair except for this cutscene right here. When I was little, one of my discs was scratched, and so that was the first cutscene that started to kind of catch. And I'd get a new disc actually. So you go back to the elevator, you choose the first option that takes you to the first floor, you go all the way to the quad, and you talk to Zell. Oh, hero. Oh. Now, I mean, at this point, if you're playing casually, they kind of guide you to where you have to go. They block off all the other exits. So, you go all the way to the quad, not right here.
Jump.
Talk to Zell. A little bit of shenanigans. What? I'm not playing anything right now, Vadus, but thank you for the good luck. Wow, Luz. Into the microphone. Oh, yeah. I appreciate that, Fadoofs. Alright, so you have your two parties. And now we get epic cutscene. Which, by the way, this was a huge disappointment in the remastered when they didn't update the track here and left this as a MIDI file.
Huge.
Crushed
Huge.
it.
What's up, huge?
Oh yeah, for sure, Hero. Definitely.
Alright. Or get the fuck out of here.
Oh, Luz. Yep. It's called The Landing. So you run to the left. Renault takes her tumble. After tomfoolery cutscene. So yeah, you don't actually have to move with Zell there. The game will auto take Zell and move him to safety.
Bam, 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 ba-da.
Alright. To the front gate. Don't have to do anything there either. No, you can't skip cutscenes as in there's no button to hold to get through them. There's things that you can skip so that you don't have parts of the story, like Renault skip in the train. You can skip the whole cutscene where you meet her. You can squeeze in between Watts and the wall to get to the door to skip that whole thing. You can skip learning. Yeah, you can skip going to the Tomb of the Unknown King to check the Gunblade ID, because you can use a program to calculate what that ID number is going to be. So you don't have to go through all that. There's little things like that. But nothing that's a direct cutscene skip.
Okay.
Alright. Excuse me. Third option. Urban and Selfie. So you're going to go to the classroom. And you're going to fight some paratroopers. And this is why you need Urban to be above 500 HP.
First option.
Take the first option to go to the second floor.
Thank you, mate. Dun, 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 dun.
Like Squall disappeared right there. That's pretty cool. Alright, one shotgun ammo. Irvin should have... No, they're learning initiative. They don't have initiative yet.
Good.
So he's happy, it seems. So I guess they didn't cast anything to slow him down. Now, obviously, he would have wanted Irvin to just get the shotgun ammo off immediately, using Squall or Selfie as a buffer. But as long as they didn't cast anything, I guess he's happy with that.
There, you don't have to flee because they stop before.
So after that fight, you talk to the
Finish
people that are in the classroom right
I
there.
think.
Then you go up to the pilot's platform. Alright, so I need to know that you can usually just kind of hold up right there. So you go second option to the third floor.
Finish what?
And coming up is probably going to be
mate.
one of the
I'm
two
watching
most frustrating things in this run for me.
They're watching the fights.
Hopefully it's a little easier
Well,
on
bloody the
PlayStation than it
kill
is for
he knows
PC.
Spanish, mate.
But it's the paratrooper hand-to-hand combat fight. Yeah. Let's see how Luz does it.
Yo, Shanks, Castle loco. Did jump shot? LOL? LOL?
So we're gonna get this epic talk from Squall. And then we'll go through with the paratrooper fight.
Yeah, it should be.
Save the hot dogs. Sorry, Rakshawn, that choice is already gone. But how you doing? Welcome in tonight. What is in front of his head? Somebody honking their horn outside. Oh, cutscene. Something like that, Hero.
LOL. Över det fast.
Alright. Squad A goes in to start fighting fools. We gotta rescue Renoa, and then we'll be making our way in.
Bam, 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 bam.
Oh, Squall, can't be bothered to do anything for somebody. Alright. So the notes say, mash punch and hope for the best. Or, block after a successful punch. Before that even gets started, you start with full health, and you get knocked down to here regardless of what you do to that point.
Good.
But what you want to do is the last option, and then the second option. That keeps you from losing any more life before you start this whole fight. So you guys tumble out, and then you just want to start mashing the punch button, which I think is square? No, that's block. Punch is X. Okay, so you're mashing X here. So he's going for a successful punch, then block kind of strat. So this is obviously the safer strat to take. It's working out for him. And for sure, this is probably the strat that I'll take when we first start out.
Actually. Interesting.
So Death Blow comes up, I think, if you block enough times in the fight. Don't hold me to that. I think that's true, but I don't really know. We'll have to see if it comes up at different times if I do the same exact amount of punching and blocking. And I tell you what.
Wow.
The grip strength, the arm strength Renoa has to stay up there that whole time. Wow. So here you just hold left. And that's basically it. Crazy, crazy fights. I know, right, Rakshawn? Alright, so amongst all this dialogue, you've got an option text box. You want to choose the second option. I'm just going to leave it a Griever. There's no sense in changing that name. I know, right, Hero? Yeah, you choose Renoa, let's go. And then you actually have to run yourself into the garden. Now, you're going to choose Zell, Squall, and Irvin. And then you're going to switch junctions between Squall and Irvin, and then Irvin and Selfie. So Golbadia Garden is just kind of a maze. There's not too much you can do here. There is Cerberus that you can choose to fight. You can draw some magic off of him. He does have a couple useful abilities when you play casually, but it's not anything we're going to pick up in this run. Alright. So immediately you're going to go right, you're going to go up the stairs, you're going to go left.
How is Zell in yellow HP?
You're going to take the right door.
How? This is cool.
And grab the first card.
Saves time. 4 seconds. It's gonna save 4 seconds. In this to fight. But I don't know how he is in yellow HP.
Then you go back to the beginning.
What happens? Oh, the tornado? Could be. He got attacked once.
So now you go left from the beginning.
I think he has 30 HP.
You take the left door because you have the card key now.
At the SP.
And run across the hockey rink. And this is really this, and I guess the garden, Malam Garden, are where you would first get the good benefits of having Ink None. So yeah, you go across the hall here, you get the card key, then you can just come straight back down, which is a shortcut, skipping the whole hockey rink and everything. You're back to the beginning, now you go back right. You go back up the stairs. Now you're going to keep going up to floor 3.
Nice.
This door opens up with card key 2.
Thanks. 1 in Kazunoko.
Card key. Yeah, card key 2.
Now it's time to kill Cerberus. Fucking go.
So you should recognize this portion right here from earlier in the game. This is about as far as you were allowed to visit at the in Disc 1. So you skip the Cerberus fight. Regardless of Luz's trolling, you're not actually fighting Cerberus. Go over to the left here, you go into this door, and you pick up card key 3.
Dun, dun,
And then you go back
dun,
up
dun.
to where that meeting room was.
dun, dun.
But instead of actually going into the meeting room, you're going to head left. And this card key 3 is going to give you access to the elevator. And like that, we're 2 fights away from, well, yeah, 2 fights away from the end of Disc 2. So I think it's this fight where you see if it's the Hero or Holy War. Now this is a really, really difficult fight. You're going to attack with Irvin, and then you're going to attack with Squall. And that's it! Alright, so Squall does do the trigger here.
Very nice. Very, very nice, actually.
Now, the reason that you attack in that fashion...
with 50 HP.
I'm gonna assume it's because... Wait, I didn't see what he picked up. Maybe that wasn't it. What'd he get there? Did he get anything there? I don't know. So you don't put Cypher into critical health because I think Cypher can pull off his limit break once he gets into critical health. I'm not sure about that, but I think that's the reason he's attacking in that order. Because obviously with these junctions, the big beefy attacks are on Squall right now.
Godroid, how?
Thanks for trolling, Colin. How's that paper going? Alright, so you come back down the elevator, you go to the right here, and just running up here starts the final battle of this 2.
What?
Cypher plus Adia.
Where is she? What? He disappeared.
Luz is such a troll.
Bro.
Alright, you can't attack Adia until Cypher's down. So, you're going to do the same kind of thing. Irvin attacks Cypher, and then Squall will attack Cypher, but you're not going to let that attack happen until Irvin's attack gauge is filled. So that after you attack Cypher and kill him, you can immediately get into your limit break with Irvin.
Oh my god, I got 2 perfect fights? What the fuck is this?
So, 6
Holy
normal ammos,
shit.
good to go. Ah, so this is the one. So he got a hero.
Cypher didn't do any attack.
Those were really, really great
Wow.
fights for sure.
That's so rare.
Yep, hero. If you are in critical health, you're slumped down onto the ground, and when you
That's
choose to
so,
attack,
so
there's this
rare.
whole animation of standing up to attack and readying yourself. And if you're running away, you skip that. You just have the character turn around and attack. So it's faster. You're right. That's what you're doing. Reading news. What? Ah, okay. Well, good luck with that, Colin, and enjoy the lurk.
Yo. Or Korea, I think so. I think so.
Okay, so this is where the real bad guy, bad lady of the game is just barely introduced. Sorceress Ultimecia.
If this is in gold, I don't know what it is. Come on, dude. Give me the gold, the juicy gold. Yeah, buddy. That's it.
Your golds are gray splits?
That's the juicy gold
What?
I want.
Luz?
Okay. Well, the silver.
Ah, GG, Sai.
Juicy silver. 23 seconds only ahead.
Alright, welcome
I have
to Disc
save
3.
a lot of time here in this 3.
Good for him. It's cool he keeps getting these world records. He doesn't have to de-rust too much. 48 second. Woofa. What the heck? Kind of new strat, or you just have a really good booger fight?
Da, 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 da.
Alright, there's no stopping. Straight from disc 2 into disc 3. Exit through the front gate. And when you do that, you choose
Come on.
Zell. Oh, he's not following the notes. Who did he have? Did he have Irvin or Selfie? But see there, right there, he just went straight to the orphanage. And he didn't have to turn around from some super far distance or anything. I like that. Alright, so here there is a little skip. What you're going to want to do, there's a specific movement pattern there where you walk and then run into that entrance. It's a Sid skip, because if you don't do that specific movement, then Sid pops up and you have to talk to him and it loses a bunch of time to talk through all his text boxes. So there's a specific movement for it. I don't really have it pulled up to what that movement is, but that is something that we're going to have to learn. It's something to have in your head if you're going to learn this, that there is a little skip here. It's movement based. Just skip some text boxes. So the notes say Zell, Squall, Selfie, and switch junctions between Squall and Irvin. But he's got Irvin in his party. So I don't know. And I didn't see who he was switching junctions to. He might have still switched junctions between Squall and Irvin. So you talk to Adia until you see I ask for your support. And then you walk backwards. And then you'll let's just watch. Okay, but okay, cool. So after you see I ask for your support, you walk backwards and it progresses things. So you're going to appear back in Garden. And once you get on the elevator, you're going to choose the first option to go to the infirmary and talk to Renoa, who's just taking the longest nap right now and doesn't want to help anymore with your adventure.
The Avalanche, hello mate.
Yeah, so you walk a booty over there. And when you do this, it's been a while. It's been a long while. But we're going to have our fourth Laguna dream. So here you have Laguna as Squall, Kyros as Irvin, and Ward as Quistis. And now we have the other most super painful section of the run. The Ruby Dragon fight. Ay, 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 ay. I hate this scene. It was cool playing it casually, but when you're trying to speed run, this is nightmare. You can tell when he's gonna do a power attack on you. But you gotta have the eyes of an eagle to know when he's gonna do a fast attack. And if he just fast attacks you down, there's nothing you can really do about it. These things on higher levels are ridiculous. However, Quistis is hungry enough to eat them, so that works too. Alright, you get your controls on screen. Box to defend, or square to defend, X to attack. Ah, interesting. So you don't do the attack at the beginning. It'll just skip it. That's cool. See, you can't defend against that. Getting some good luck, that's for sure. Wow, good for him.
Good.
Yeah, that was good. Alright, so now you actually have to fight the stupid thing, for real. You're gonna walk into this canyon, and the screen's going to fade to black. And when it does, you're going to choose the second option. And that's going to allow you to actually set your junctions so that you're ready to fight. So here, you're going to put Ifrit on Kyros. Junction Kyros for auto attack. Or auto junction him for attack. Have item equipped, and then strength 40 and strength 60. And then Ward's going to get Carbuncle. Junction for attack and have item. Kyros is going to use his limit break, and that's the end of the dragon. And I like Kyros's limit break. It's so like fast in your face. Good fight. And then in the back there you can see that which I never really got an answer on what to call it. Is it Lunatic Pandora or Lunatic Pandora, as in Luna, as in moon? I don't know. I don't know. A little bit of a cutscene. Alone got taken by Esthar soldiers when she was younger. Laguna wants to kind of figure out where she's at.
Okay.
All right. So, we think we know where Alone is. We think she's on the White Seed ship. So we're going to talk to Adia. She'll tell us what the ship is. Off we go. So, again, we have to exit through the front gate to get out of here. And you're going to set your party, assumedly, to Zell Squall Selfie. Okay. You land.
Toot.
He's not happy
Why did
with
they
that.
appear there?
Not happy with how the garden's facing.
A terrible spot.
You go in here, you talk to Adia, she'll give you a letter to give you access to the White Seed ship. And then the hunt begins for the actual thing. Oh, they are hidden in such a little nook and cranny. It's a pain in the butt to find them. So I'm actually going to watch to see where he flies here. So he's going northeast into the water. Goes into this little hole. And there they are. That is such a pain to find. They don't believe your reasoning for being there. So what you're going to do is have this little cutscene here. I think you have this cutscene here? Yeah, you have a cutscene here. Force cutscene with Watson Zone. Zone loses his mind and freaks the heck out at Squall for him letting something happen to Renoa. And then after this, you're going to go down and you're going to talk to the captain twice. Now, the Shiva card is here if you have the Naughty Magazine from Timber. You give it the Zone here, and you'll get the Shiva card. There's also a Timber Maniacs on this ship, which is missable. So if you don't get it here, you're missing out for the rest of the game. So you talk to him once, talk to him again. A little bit of flashback of the White Seed ship getting attacked by Goldbladian soldiers, and then all of a sudden they let up and left because Esthar soldiers showed up And right at the last minute, Alone jumps on board to go to Esthar. I'm wondering where this... We got about 30 minutes left in this part. I'm wondering where that's going to put us. Welcome back, Queenie. No, we're not even close to that yet. No worries.
Connor mate. They're very loud. No.
Alright, so now you know Alone's in Esthar. The trains are down that connect to Esthar, so you're going to have to hoof it. So after all that cutscene, you go back to the elevator. You choose the first option to go to the first floor. You then walk over to the infirmary. And once you do that, then you start the whole cutscene of walking to Esthar.
That was just for you, Luzbelheim.
Yo, user mate, thanks for the bits.
I do. They're going to be about an hour and a half each. Maybe a little closer to an hour and 40 minutes each. Or I could just stop the part here and have 2 more parts. Oh yeah. For sure. We're already in disc 3. And
what the fuck?
There's really not a lot to do. Luz, get it together. Get it together, Luz.
I need to move.
Alright, so you are walking Squall here. This isn't AI controlled, so you just walk along here, and as the screen fades out, it'll eventually progress the story. So yeah, all we have left is getting into Esthar, shooting off into space, Lunatic Pandora, the whole Esthar Menus nonsense, actual space, finishing Lunatic Pandora, time compression, Ultimicia's Castle. There's not a whole lot left. Yes, Super Jadocus, I did. I got world record by 4 seconds. Took me almost 7 hours to do it, but we got it. Time compression. The real interesting stuff is going to be Ultimicia's Castle and the cutscenes leading to time compression, because that's when we're going to go through figuring out what the RNG is going to be for Ultimicia and what to do in certain situations. I'll have to have the FF8 utilities thing up for that.
Sound. Or
I
not
also
sound.
don't know what Luz is going to do as far as a hard reset and not worrying about it, or if he's going to just calculate the RNG and just keep going
Big sound.
through the run. So everyone shows up, even Adia. Adia believes that Dr. Odin, who's in Esthar, might be able to protect Adia from being possessed by the sorceress again.
Dude, I got trolled in the missile base. The tank attacked twice, Kistis, and the second attack he did just when I selected selfish attack. I killed the tank and Kistis was dead. I had to see all the dialogue.
Alright, take Irvin and Quistis. No junction switches. That's all you do. We're gonna go fight Abaddon. So
Yeah,
it's a quick
and
little
one
run
soldier did fire
into the salt
as well.
basin.
I lost 20 seconds there. The dialogue is just 12 seconds, I think.
But what he's talking about is actually pretty
was
scary
a
because you had the
500.
AP mapped out specifically.
505 or something like that. Like,
It's tight. You can't really afford to have a dead character in certain
I
fights
used to
because you
attack
need the
myself
AP. So
3 times.
it seems like he's going to be fine, I guess. I don't know yet. But that's something to definitely, be worried about as you go through this run. Alright, you back out. They give you another chance to kind of mess with your junctions and whatever. Don't worry about it. You go right into the salt basin. So if you want some good draw points, you can actually run up that skull and spine, and there's some draw
But I
points
got
up on that ledge on a
The
different
best
screen.
end of this too, mate.
But the fastest route is just
Because
straight
Zell
through the
was
salt
in
basin.
yellow, because he had 50 HP, so the party was in yellow. And Safer didn't attack in both fights. He didn't get the turn. Oh shit.
So after you get to this
That's
fork,
one.
you go left.
Second dash.
Here's where Abaddon pops up. Big scary Abaddon. 2 modes of attack. Offense and defense. Can wreck a whole party. You want to be super, super, super careful. And in actuality, all you really need to do is just throw an elixir at him.
Oh, man.
And that's the end of Abaddon. Now, it's unfortunate that he got an attack off.
Dude,
He's also got...
losing a lot of time actually.
What is that? What's on Urban? Is it
I mean,
zombie or is
this
it
is
darkness?
split.
I don't know.
Mate,
I don't remember
but
if that
this is
actually
different
goes off
between
after the party.
gold. The gold is from. Pretty sure the gold is from.
Alright, so Diablos learns Dark Side here. You need that for the
Actually, I
Esthar
didn't
menu
know.
stuff, so that's
Okay,
good.
never mind.
And then just on the next screen, there's the entrance to Esthar.
These splits are just average splits. I did them like 3 days ago. So
Huh. So he's
the
actually...
time between splits are not correct.
He's
sometimes.
6.6 seconds behind his PB. But he did just say his... he just redid his split, so the times might not be correct. So right here, you're just running through all these screens to get to the heart of Esthar. So you need a little cutscene here. After you come down off of this
That's-
elevator, we're going to be entering the 5th and final Laguna Dream sequence.
Ba-da-da-da-da, ba-da-da-da-da.
There's no more, right? Yeah, I don't think there's any more. You're not doing anything. You don't have to do anything. Don't talk to anybody. Just let the cutscene play out. Walk up to this tunnel. Welcome to the land of Oz.
Did you read stuff on Discord about the Invincible Moon?
Alright, so here is where the actual Laguna Dream sequence starts. Alright, Laguna, Esquall, Zell for Kyros, Irvin for Ward. And he switched the junction there. I don't know what junction he switched. There's nothing in the dream about that, but I don't know. He's a little off the notes. He's been just kind of off every once in a while. Alright. So,
Okay.
there's a little bit of a long sequence, but you have to do things in order. You talk to the guard on the right there.
Thank
That
you.
progresses.
Hello, hello.
And now you talk to the guard in the back here. Next scene, you talk to the Moomba. Talk to the guy. Talk to the Moomba again. Poor Moomba. Poor Moomba. You should feel horrible, Laguna. So you just see the name Adele. You get a little more info on that sorceress. But, first fight. Thinking you're just gonna attack. And I'm assuming that guard's always gonna get an attack off. But we'll see in the runs. Alright, after this battle, you take the first option, and then you need to set your junctions. So, Kyros is going to get Ifrit, and then you're going to junction him for attack. You're going to give him item, and then he'll get strength plus 40 and strength plus 60%. So you did a magic switch there. Why? Why? I don't know. Okay, so here you need to do something specific. This is an important fight.
Wait, can I turn off the console now, please?
He's really
I
mad
want
with
to
this fight
turn
that they
off the
both
console.
got attacks in.
I
So
would
you
like
kill
to
that
turn off the console.
monster, the Gespert, you kill a soldier, and then you use one character to kill off Ward. You want Ward dead here. And then you finish off the last soldier.
This game is so damp, man. Like any game with RNG is damp.
So
This
much
game is
salt.
so damp.
So much salt was.
So fucking damp.
Alright, so you go up the elevator, you run out of here. And you talk to the Moomba. Read that from the notes. You talk to the Moomba, and that progresses all of this.
That fucking fight is so damp.
So angry, let it go. It's okay.
Yeah. It is so damn. Like why?
So you run back in, because Dr. Odin knows where Alone is. Also, right there in the bottom left is a Weapons Monthly first issue. So if you pick that up, you'll have access to a few of the best weapons in the game. Or you'll at least know what requirements they have. You always have access to the best weapons in the game if you just find the materials. But that magazine will tell you what materials are required for some of the best weapons.
Come on, dude.
Alright,
Come
so
on,
here,
dude.
there's going to be some guards within the last door.
Come on, dude.
You're going to kill the soldiers first, and then Kyros is going to kill...
Come on, dude. Come on.
Ah, so he's just...
Wait, 3 attacks. They got 3 attacks.
Huh.
They got
Alright, so
3
he's just
attacks.
spamming there. I mean, I guess the Elastoid could do a beam attack that takes a while to attack. The one soldier could do a shotgun. I don't really know what's the longest attack animation there, but you're just using normal attacks to get through all 3 of those enemies. Hey, Brian. Welcome in.
Luckily, it was just physical attacks. How they get 3 turns, mate? I don't get it. Getting trolled. Getting trolled right now.
Alright. So you run out. Talk to Odin. He tells you he's in Odin's lab. Or Alone is in Odin's lab. So then this car will automatically take you there. You're going to get into 2 more
Can't
fights.
believe it.
You're just going to attack normally to get through it. I know, right, Brian? What the heck was my team and my opponent's team yesterday? We'll see tonight. Coming up in half an hour. Yeah, this part will go for another... Probably another 15 minutes. Alright, catching a tiny bit. Do that fight, normal attacks. First option to sit down on that and go further into the laboratory. You have one final fight, normal attacks. And then after using the computer, you'll go down and you'll finally meet back up with Alone.
Okay.
Now see, Luz, those fights were nice.
The draw fight.
Poor guy. So salty.
For Cerberus stats, wait. Wait, the problem is, even with initiative, it's not safe. Like, the fifth fight can throw.
What the fuck is he talking about?
It's just... This dream is the worst dream. Like, the worst.
Oh. He's talking about the fights in this dream. He's very unhappy with this dream so far. Oh yeah, baby brother, I'll be watching. We got about another 10, 12 minutes left in this part of Let's Learn.
Get to this point, something happens.
And then I'll cut the stream and start watching it while I heat my food up.
Just so damn. Oh my god.
It's time to lose.
The world record has an awful split here.
Well, he lost 5 seconds, but... So he's comparing against the world record right now.
2 seconds.
He's 23 seconds ahead of the world record time right now.
Well, another world record.
Of that.
An awful
at that time.
5.
Alright. You wake up, you get into the car, it takes you all the way to the presidential palace. And we got more cutscene to go through. Oh, you're so impatient, baby brother.
Granny's dead.
Oh yeah, Queenie. I'm not doing this just for the fun of it.
Boom.
This
banned.
it's just nice for people
Banned.
who are just kind of wanting to maybe get into it to see what it is.
Big ban.
To kind of explain a couple things.
Account.
This is
deleted.
by no means a perfect walkthrough of what's going on because I'm also new at this. I've only done this once, but for me, this is a nice refresher of what has to go through. This was 3 years ago when I did this the one time on PC. I was an idiot, and because the French version on PC is faster by like 5 to 10 minutes, something like that. I was learning it on the French version, and I don't know French. So when I made my notes in the text file in that August, I didn't say like, oh, move this magic to this spot, equip this to this person, or whatever. I had direction inputs, like right, circle, right, down, square,
understand.
something like that.
My
You gotta go
body's
through junctioning
glitched.
everything. And that was really dumb, of course. Especially with a controller that was dropping inputs like crazy because I had an awful controller back then hooked up to my PC.
Cord, could it be that if you
And then right before I was gonna
in
do
your
the run on my
party,
birthday, my one and only
you
run
don't
on
have
it,
to wait for Idia to leave?
they were the people in the Discord.
It
By the
can-
way, the
it can
FF8
save
community is
4
super
seconds.
helpful. I cannot recommend them enough if you want to get into the game. To join the Discord and just chat it up with the people in the community. They're great. They were super helpful. They stayed with me during my birthday run.
I mean, you have to
Really helped me out because I
remove the
really
time
needed it.
You waste.
But I
the
switched to the
junction.
English version because they were like, "Why are you doing the French version for something that you're not going for world record on? Do the English version." So I switched to the English version, but all my notes
But yeah, 3 seconds save, I would say.
it kind of freaked me out at that point because I felt like I was going blind again, even though the language shouldn't have made a difference anyway. Anyway, really uncomfortable with the run, but I do remember some of what was going on. So this,
Sound.
long story short, is me getting reacquainted with the run.
Well, dialogue. Wait, press down again.
Oh my gosh, Brian. Alright, so when you leave the Presidential
Why
Palace,
am I using analog? You're distracting me.
you go right twice and then down 3 times. And that's where he is right here.
Wait,
That brings you to the
this
entrance.
dialogue, I don't know. Like, the character doesn't talk in the elevator before Lunatic 5. Like, they have like 2 text boxes.
So you come here to rent a car. You're gonna take this car to get
To
to
play like
the lunar base.
Well,
So the Esthar
lost,
streets
like,
are
3
a
seconds.
giant pain in the butt. So I need to remember here. You go straight, take the first left,
well, 2 seconds.
and then you just kind of shimmy
Not
off to the right here.
Now I lost 3 seconds. Yeah.
Oh, he's not happy with that.
Somehow it went to the left. Holy shit.
Alright, so I guess driving backwards the same
can't believe
speed as
this
driving
run.
forward.
This run is bullshit now.
He's so mad. You get out, you go to the lunar base. Nothing special there.
That's a big reset for me.
Oh, well, I've been saying stuff all wrong.
Yeah, for me too. They haven't done the last part of the run in,
Alright, we
like, since the world record, I would say. They have to practice. This is practice run.
How much is left in this run? This run
Just
has
this
an
game.
hour and 51 minutes left.
This way. Let's go. All fine. Is Irvin 14 or 15?
Alright. We're doing the Esthar menus.
I wait there for a
Get
minute.
ready. And then
Okay,
we'll
get
cut the part after that.
Always separate.
So, you're going to be presented an option if you weren't already and wasn't paying attention to the screen. You're going to choose the second option. And then you're going to set your party to Renoa, Squall, Urban. And after you do that, you're going to choose the first option to confirm your party selection.
Dude, Rafarquero mate, I've read your message and you distracted me and I chose the first option now. Like, oh my god, man. I'm gonna ban everyone. I'm gonna ban everyone right now. Like fucking big ban.
So he got distracted there and he chose the first option instead of the second option. You get that extra text box stuff there. He's gonna lose his mind.
Dude, they did in this split. I did like 4 mistakes already.
Alright, so after that, you enter the capsule. You just master all this, and they shoot you off into space.
I'm malding. I'm malding.
It's about to get crazy, people. The Esthar Menus are so insane. They get their own donation incentive in marathons for people to do them blindfolded. It's nutso. You got a time coming up that you have to wait.
Angelo,
And while you're
fuck out of here right now.
while you're in your menu, the timer
want to
continues the countdown. So you're not
continue.
wasting any time being in your menu. So you're going to prepare for the rest of the game in this specific amount
I'm
of
sick
time
now, I'm
in your
sleepy.
menu.
My sleep schedule is messed up. But I should be sleeping now.
So this is Lunatic Pandora. If you don't know what this is,
I woke up
think back to
at
Laguna
1
Dream sequence
AM.
number 2.
Today.
The kind of bluish crystal area you were running through. That's what this is.
Selfie quality, yeah.
So your party is going to be Adia, Zell, Selfie. You're going to
That's
switch junctions between Squall and Adia. Okay.
Well,
Get your car.
well.
And you go at a very slow speed.
This is not.
Back
I
to
didn't- I mean,
Odine's
when I
lab.
woke up, I didn't started the stream immediately.
So you come around here on the left side, you go onto the red road, take a left.
I didn't start.
And then run in to the first red on the right.
In fact, this is the first attempt of the day. First attempt? I got a run in the first attempt. That doesn't happen. It's so rare.
Alright, so instead of running back the same way to the presidential palace, you're just going to hang a left immediately. Take this left again. And then talk to Dr. Odin. Which you get to by then running down and talking to this guy. Why is that not in the notes? I don't know.
Let's be a man of fucks. Commitment.
I like the notes here. After you get done talking to Dr. Odin, the notes are: leave laboratory and mentally prepare yourself for the Esthar menu.
It's John Wayne. What? Try it percent
Oh, this is going to be a thing to explain.
tomorrow and always. Fish fins percent, I would say. That's the key. Grrr. Grrr. So, Irving is 14 or 15? What do you think? We're gonna find out now. What do you think?
So,
I think he's 14. And I think Ifrit will be level 9 after the twin bombs.
You need
I think
ammo
I got
refinery.
the worst
Your
lag
ultimate
ever
goal is to get ammo
with
refinery
experience.
from Ifrit so that you can learn. Well, you get ammo refinery to get certain ammo, like pulse ammo, demolition ammo, AP ammo, the good stuff for the end game. But Ifrit can't learn ammo refinery until A, he learns fire magic refinery, and B, he's at least level 10. So you need him to be level 10. And he gets to level 10 on these 2 battles in the Esthar menu section. So what Dr. Odin was teaching you right there is that there's 3 spots in Esthar that you have to be at different times to actually get into Lunatic Pandora. So I forget what the times are, and they said it on the screen, but I don't know. But we're going to be shooting for the within 5 minutes, I think.
It's 100.
I actually forget. I think it's within the 15 to 12 minute range. All right. It begins. So he's doing some extra stuff right now before he even gets to the shop.
14.
So he put Dark Side on Adia right there. Oh, so he's getting into the fights right here. Interesting.
That's for sure. Boom! Yeah, buddy. I had to do the opposite.
So he kills all Selfie.
Zell attacking.
I don't really know why he kills Selfie off there.
It doesn't matter.
Interesting. So Darkside also lessens
Yo, mate.
your HP because it takes some from you. Alright, Queedy. I'll catch you later. Thanks again for playing Goof Troop today. Sorry we couldn't get a full run going. Alright, so now you're going right to screens. And you're going to go to the shops. So you go to the first shop, and you're going to sell your Mega Potions, and optionally your Force Armlet and your magazines. You're going to buy 3 Amnesia Greens, 1 HP Junction Scroll, and 4 Strength Junction Scrolls.
What's the run? Well, the run is decent.
And then you go to the bottom shop to get a Rosetta Stone, and the Rosetta Stone is going to be used to teach a GF ability times 4. Now, he already card modded everything. I don't know if he actually sorted his items or not. Now, this is the screen I think that he's going to be on when he's done with the Esthar menu. So here's his second fight. Ah, interesting. I never knew that. Thank you, Bromhall.
Nice.
Appreciate you telling me that.
Hace tanto tiempo. No estoy salvando tiempo.
Alright, some more Dark Side there.
Ah, el disco 2. Nah.
I will be bald. Yeah, for sure. After these
tengo
Esthar
suerte,
menus, I'm going to cut this part off.
Fuera de lo común.
Alright, so he's switching junctions here to put them back on the people that are actually in space. There's no need for any more fights. Aha, so I'm just going to kind of read through this. He's sorting his items. He's putting a potion on Irvin.
Oh.
And healing Squall to full. And he's also setting up his GFs to not learn any more abilities so he doesn't lose any time in the menus. Now, see, I've got a... Yeah, well, okay, it says here in the notes, kill selfie. So yeah, just like what Bramhall just said, whenever you get to the mobile type 8 fight, having a dead character plus having your characters in critical level is really going to bump up your crisis level, which gives you a much better chance at having more shots that Urban can do with his limit break. And like you said, you need 4 shots to kill mobile type 8, so that's why they're doing that. Optionally, I think the old strat was to do, if you only got 3 in, to have Squall do Dark Side to finish him, I think. If I remember that from a few years ago.
Nice.
Alright, so, in the Time Magic Refinery, 5 hastes went on to Zell, stops went on to Squall from Wizard Stones, and everyone gets 100 demis, because that's a good junction magic. For Life Magic Refinery, all the tents turn into 100 Curagas on Zell, and everybody gets 20 zombies from Zombie Powder. And for Fire Magic Refinery, you get 20 Firagas put onto Squall. At that point, Ifrit should be level 10 after these fights, so Ifrit then is set to learn Ammo Refinery, which he'll pick up from, I guess, the Alien fights, the Propagator fights
They timed
in Ragnarok.
this menu without...
Ah, okay, Brown. Okay. Yeah, I figured. I thought that strat was what was sitting in my head.
the extra stuff. And it takes... in 1 minute 10, you can do the menu.
So you have to do this fight to get into Lunatic Pandora. The
Without the
in the magic menu at some point he
extra
changed.
stuff.
He
like
gave all the
rearranging
triples to
the
Urban
magic
so that
or
Urban would have max strength
deleting all
for the rest of the game.
abilities.
No, sorry. For the Propagators, Squall's going to have 100 triples. He needs it for max strength. And then he deletes his Blazagas just to kind of get them out of the way. And Urban deletes his waters, which is super hurtful to get rid of all those waters. Okay. Lastly,
Yeah, I mean, the dumbest
before we get into the item
the
sort
dumbest
and using the
thing
items and whatnot,
to lose time is
the
to
in the final battle,
delete the abilities.
it's possible for Ultimecia to blow
To
away
save
your spells,
3
one of your spells,
down.
and so there's positionings where you can put positions that you can put spells so that they don't get blown away, and I can link that in the description of this video when I put it up as far as where to put what. But you want to put triples, Curaga, and stops on Squall
Wow.
on page 8 in his menu.
8. Okay, so I lost 3, 4, 5. No more. Why am I losing this amount of time? I'm no for what?
Alright, Walden, have a great night. Thanks for hanging out today.
8 seconds. Eight seconds. 8 seconds, yes. 8
Alright.
8 seconds, I agree. But
So this was you trying to get
13.
Lunatic Pandora. You get thrown out by Mobile
My-
Type 8.
like the split save
It then
order is
Hovers over
messed up, I think.
the Sorcerer's
Yeah, not
Memorial.
really
I don't remember what it was called.
Precise.
And is in position for the events that are about to take part up on the moon. The Lunar Cry. Which is where we're going to start the finale. But I do need to finish going through what in the world was going on in those menus. So, continuing the menus. You sort your items. You Amnesia Green, which removes an ability learned by a GF. Some magic plus 10%, GF HP plus 10%, and boost off of Pandemona. You get rid of those. You then take your HP scroll and put it onto Diablos. And your Strength Junction scrolls you put on Quetzalcoatl, Siren, Diablos, and Carbuncle. And the Rosetta Stone you put on Pandemona. So the Pandemona knows ability times 4. I remember specifically 3 years ago when I did my one and only run on PC, because I was just following directions, I had different items at different places, and so I accidentally put my Rosetta Stone on Diablos, I think, who already had ability times 3, which was a nightmare for me. And I'm so thankful I had the top run. I think Windows specifically is popping up in my head, helping me through the rest of the run, because I goofed up hard doing that, but I still made it work. We lost a lot of time at the end because of that, but I still made it work just going off all that. So the Rosetta Stone goes on Pandemona. You then sort again, and you rearrange the Chef's Knife, the Running Fire or Missile, and Fuel on the last page. And those are going to be things that you use the ammo refinery on to get the ammo for Irvin a little bit later in the run. Finally, your junctioning stuff. Everything comes off of Squall, everything off of Irvin, and then you put Diablos on him. You junction him for attack, you put Dark Side and item on him. He gets Strength plus 60% and Ink None. Renoa gets Carbuncle, junction for attack and item. Selfie gets Siren, junction for attack and item. Zell gets Quetzalcoatl, junction for attack, magic, and item. Quistis gets Shiva, junction for attack and item. And Squall gets Ifrit Pandemona, junction for attack, item, strength plus 40, strength plus 60, strength plus 20. To give Squall uber strength for the propagator fights. That sets you up for the rest of the game. Anything else, for the most part, is just going to be junction switching on the party menu to handle whatever fight you need to handle. So after setting all that up, you then junction switch Adia and Squall, Irvin and Zell, and Selfie and Irvin. And that finalizes it. Then you get into Lunatic Pandora. And I believe there's a note in here, don't flee from that battle to get into Lunatic Pandora. I guess that causes issues. Like, you just have to wait and go to the next spot if you flee from that battle. So don't flee from that battle. You have to kill those soldiers. Inside, you put initiative on Adia. You go to config and set the battle speed to minimum. And then you junction switch Adia and Squall. And then the final note before we call this part, it says, note, if you weren't in the correct step count and didn't kill the correct enemies in Esthar, Pandemona won't have initiative yet. He'll learn it after 2 propagator fights a little bit later. In that case, he'll Squall to around 1100 HP to be safe. So you need initiative to kill the propagators really, really fast because they have a fast attack gauge. And that specifically is why you're throwing the battle speed down for those propagators. And also for the sorcerer's fights, I think, if I remember correctly. Everything from here on out in the fight, you really are low level and stuff is finally starting to catch up to you. So you need to be a little safer moving forward. All right. We started right after the liberation of Balam Town. Went through the rest of Disc 2. We are about halfway through Disc 3 right now. We're going to finish up next time on the finale. We're going to go through the space stuff with the Lunar Cry. We'll go through Ragnarok and the Propagators. Land back down. Rescue Renoa. We'll go into Lunatic Pandora. Fight Adele. Go through time compression. And finish things with Ultimecia. Should be about another hour and 40 minutes. Can't wait to do that. So, yeah. Stay tuned for the finale.